Anyway, guys, let's keep it going for our next comic. I finally remembered his name. I finally remembered it, and he's been here every week since the first time he did stand-up. Guys, give it up for Ken Lambert.
I had a set, but now I'm just going to defend the honor of Kryptonite, damn it. Screw you, Brian. Kryptonite's great. No, the Kryptonite was my first introduction to alternative rock. Yeah, I loved it. But it came from Toonami. Anybody watch Toonami? Yeah, they had like an anime music video that they put to Kryptonite. I was like, this is what I want to listen to from now on. Did anyone else grow up in the 90s? Anyone else 90s kids?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, all right, cool. So for me, growing up in the 90s, we had the best cartoons. I do believe we had the coolest iteration of Transformers. Power Rangers were great. We had OG Pokemon. But unfortunately, my parents were heavily Christian, and they said all of this is from the devil. So for me, it was like porn. I was sneaking it, trying to figure out when I could watch it. But unfortunately for me, the answers I got were, I couldn't watch Power Rangers, and this is all true, because they said, power only comes from the Lord. Okay. And then they said, nope, I had Transformers, and then they threw them all away, because they found out that apparently someone told them that they were created by the Allspark. And for them, they said, nope, life only comes from the Lord. Okay, well, there's another childhood memory destroyed. Pokemon was cool for a while, though. I had the cards. I had the yellow version of the Game Boy, the special Game Boy Color. It was great. It was my favorite Christmas present that I received that year. But the problem is there was a network in the 90s, and I don't know if they're still going. It was called the 700 Club. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Yeah. This was where all the heavy, charismatic Christians found out everything that the demons were up to. So apparently this is where they were getting their information. So apparently the 700 Club set their sights on Pokemon. It was getting too popular. It must be stopped. So apparently they made a report, Pikachu. Oh, turns out that means I hate God. I'm not kidding. This is what my parents told me. And I'm going, oh, that doesn't sound right, but I'm 8, so what am I going to do about it? They threw away all my original Pokemon cards. I had no Charizard, though, so don't worry. It's nothing too expensive. They threw away the Pokemon Yellow game. But I got to keep the Game Boy with the little yellow demon on it. I guess that was too expensive to throw away. Shoot, I forgot where I was going next with that. Anyway. Did anyone else grow up in a religious household in the 90s? Yeah? Oh, there's a couple. Okay. What were you in? Yeah, what was your household?
Jehovah's Witness.
Jehovah's Witness. Okay, what was that like? Did you go to door as a kid? Oh, man. Even my parents closed the door on you guys. Anyone else? You said 90s? What were you from? Baptist, okay. And what did you have to do as a kid?
Man, it was the same shit. Everything was a devil.
Oh, okay, cool, all right. Brian?
Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Oh, okay. So, the tablets and everything?
We would fight Austin's people.
Very nice. No, I was the only one in my family where my parents had broken away from the Catholic Church and became non-denominational. So all of my other cousins were Catholic, and I thought they had it so easy. I didn't know at the time about the diddling. That came later. All I knew growing up was that in the Catholic Church, you got to go to church only on Sunday or Saturday, pick your choice. For me, it was minimum Sunday and Wednesday, because you got to go midweek because Sunday's not enough. Friday and Saturdays were optional. And then Catholic Church, you got 1 hour. You're there, you're in, you're out, you're done. The rest of the 6 days of the week are yours. Charismatic Church, you're there until the pastor gets bored, basically. And then what else? They got to have parties constantly for basically growing up in the Catholic Church, where they would just be showered with money in the family. They get communion, they get their first communion, party, given a lot of money. Confirmation, they get to, I think that's the one where they pick a saint, right? I don't know if anyone knows that. Godparent. Okay, which one where they pick a saint?
No, that's confirmation.
That's confirmation. Okay. But they pick a saint or whatever, and then again, lots of money. for me, my church did communion, but I wasn't allowed to take it. And I said, okay, well, why? And they're like, well, you got to tell me what it means. I'm like, well, I'm the kid. Aren't you supposed to teach me? It was like this sick riddle. They're like, no, you've got to figure it out. I was like, well, I guess I'm never taking communion. And I guess I'm running out of time here. So thank you, guys. Have a good night. Thank you, Devin.
Ken Lambert, everybody. Look at the respect for the clock.